And as we continue the tour, here's deck 15. Fly over deck 15 here, you can get a good look at it. Deck 16. There's part of deck 17. Here's deck 17. Deck 18. Deck 19. I had a lot of fun designing these decks. Deck 20. Deck 21. As we fly over these, you'll start to see systems and things like that for the impulse bay. Deck 22. Starting to see parts of the upper torpedo storage. Deck 23. Parts of the upper torpedo bay. Deck 24. And we're going to start getting into the tanks and stuff for deuterium here. Torpedo bay 25. Storage and systems. More storage, and here we're starting to see the upper deck for upper part of the tanks on deck 26. Deck 26 is kind of unique. I decided in order to have a stairwell that goes down from all decks have to be connected via turbolifts, Jeffries tubes, and stairwells. And neither the Wi-Fi plans nor the stern block plans had any of those systems unitedly. The only thing we were linked together, believe it or not, were just the turbolifts. Adding this crossover corridor or gangway, runway, whatever you want to call it, causeway, whatever, that gave us access to a stairwell that now goes through the down into the drive hull from the next section of the ship. And that wasn't there, and that was one of the unique things that we definitely included with our build. And of course, this right here is a good example of the tank taking up the entire deck, which is a small section cut out for the stairwell to go down, as well as the top part of parts related to the warp core in general. And then more of the tank go down through here. Then we have the central part here, which is a main engineering decks, and this is where we start getting into the actual meat of the engineering section of the drive hull. It was fun designing all the systems. If you go on board the ship and you walk through here, these are multi-level rooms, and some of the designs of the components in there are pretty nice, pretty neat to look at. And then of course here's the tank again, and we start to see a corridor going around it again. These are engineering labs, engineering spaces. As we transition here to deck 30, we start to see the top part of the drive hull computers, the deflector, more scientific and control areas, things like that. And now we're starting to see some of the cargo space available in the drive hull. There's the computer cores. Deck 32 here. This is a medical complex we're looking at right there on deck 32. Now we're on to deck 33. That's a security complex on deck 33, complete with phaser range. Kind of a nice design. I like it. Elegant. Works. And we start to see more of the engineering deck and things related to engineering and the warp core. More cargo and storage through here. As we transition here to deck 35, you get the main deflector bay right here, part of it, and more part of engineering. A lot more areas here, a lot of the hollow suites. We're starting to see the aft torpedo launcher and some of the upper ribbing support for the pylons themselves. A lot of space and stuff in those pylons. And now we're on to deck 36 here, which is a major deck because that's where main engineering is and the core of the deflector itself. Here's main engineering. But as you fly up here and take a good look at this deck from above, you can see how the warp core conduit is pathed. It looks like a chicken leg, or a dog leg, or, well, an interesting pathing pattern. Now a lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean a Lot of people are like, you can't use that space in those pylons because it doesn't use it in the deck planes, blah, 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 and they just lost their shit over it. We used it. It was too much space to waste on needless stuff, and these are some very large rooms and multi-level rooms. These things are in some cases 6 blocks tall. They are huge, and we used every square inch of it. And we tried to. When I laid it out, I laid it out as logically as possible. M. Heller went back through. She made some changes, and then I went back through and polished off all the changes, and this is what we ended up with. And it looks good. It is a very solid layout, and it uses the space wisely. It's not a just, because we wanted to do it, blah blah. It is a very nicely laid out and used space. Now on deck, here we are again, deck 37. Nice layout for deck 37. Deck 38, which is another very well laid out deck. I like it. We start to see the top of the clamshell. And deck 39, there are the holes for the clamshell. Clamshell was a unique thing. How do you utilize a clamshell cargo bay? I could see it in my mind how it could be done, and I just didn't want to do it that way. It was just no. Here we are into deck 40. Here's deck 40. Deck 41. And finally, deck 42. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the decks of the Enterprise D laid out for you to visualize. Again, you can see them from the Dynamap. Link in the description below, lower right-hand corner of the Dynamap. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a great day. Bye-bye.